What if I told you the most incredible underdog story in sports history was also one of the most elaborate, unintentional heists ever pulled off? And that the prime victim, the mark, the guy who left the vault wide open, was none other than Arsenal Football Club. This is the story of the 2015-16 Premier League season. In one corner, a 5,000-to-1 underdog, Leicester City, a team that just escaped relegation. In the other, Arsenal, the perennial "next year is our year" champions. For one glorious, chaotic season, they were direct rivals. And Arsenal didn't just lose the title. They were the perfect patsies in a footballing fairy tale that was less Rawgii and more Home Alone, where Arsenal was the wet bandits, and Leicester was a cunning Kevin McAllister with a killer through ball. In the next 10 minutes, we'll see how Leicester's miracle was built on three things: Vardy's non-league grit, Mahrez's magic, and a defensive wall named Kante. And we'll see how Arsenal, with their no-you-hang-up-first transfer policy and a baffling inability to sign a striker, essentially handed them the keys to the kingdom. Let's get into it. Okay, let's set the scene. Summer 2015. Arsenal, as is tradition, have just finished in the top four, secured their Champions League trophy, and are feeling pretty okay. They've just signed one truly world-class player, Peter Cech. The pundits, in their infinite wisdom, say a goalkeeper is the final piece of the puzzle. Meanwhile, in Leicester, the new manager, this charming Italian named Claudio Ranieri, has just taken over a team that was basically a meme. They were dead last for most of the previous season, pulled off a great escape, and were now just hoping to, not get relegated again. Their star striker was Jamie Vardy, a guy who was playing non-league football a few years prior and whose party was apparently fueled by Skittles and Red Bull. Their best winger, Riyad Mahrez, was a $400,000 signing from French second division. And their midfield destroyer, N'Golo Kante, was so unknown he came with an A, but no fanfare. The season starts, and something weird happens. Leicester starts winning, but not just winning. They're playing this bizarre, direct, counter-attacking football that looks like something you'd try on FIFA when you're bored. The strategy is simple. 1. Let the other team have the ball. 2. Win it back with the one guy who seems to be in three places at once. That's Kante. 3. Boot it long to Vardy, who runs like his shorts are on fire. 4. Profit. And Arsenal? Well, Arsenal are doing their thing. They're playing beautiful, intricate, tiki-taka football right up until they get to the opponent's 18-yard box, at which point it turns into a game of hot potato where no one wants to shoot. The catalyst was their head-to-head meeting in September. Arsenal go to Leicester. It's a back-and-forth battle, and then it happens. Jamie Vardy scores and does his ooh celebration right in Arsenal's faces. This wasn't just a goal. This was a declaration of war. It was the moment the underdog looked the favourite in the eye and said, "You're not the boss of me." Arsenal lost 5-2. The warning signs were there, flashing in bright neon, and Arsenal treated them like ambient mood lighting. As the season rolls on, the Vardy party is in full swing. He breaks the record for scoring in consecutive games. The man is a phenomenon. Meanwhile, Arsenal's main striker is Olivier Giroud, a man who, for a 4-month period, forgot how to score. He entered a drought so severe they named a new desert after him. And this is where the heist gets beautiful. The January transfer window opens. This is Arsenal's chance. They need a striker. Everyone and their nan knows they need a striker. The fans are begging. The media is pleading. Who do they sign? No one. They signed nobody. It was like watching a man dying of thirst in the desert, staring at a water bottle and saying, "You know what? I believe in my body's ability to generate its own moisture." It was baffling. So while Arsenal are trying to win the league with a striker who can't score and a profound belief in the power of vibes, Leicester are making one of the most crucial signings in their history. They go out and buy a guy, It didn't matter. Their squad was already perfect. They had belief. They had Ranieri buying them pizza. They had Conte, who by this point, scientists confirmed, had actually cloned himself and was playing in 3 midfield positions simultaneously. The climax comes in February. Arsenal somehow are still in the race. They host Leicester at the Emirates. This is it. The title decider, the chance for Arsenal to be the heroes who slay the dragon, and Jamie Vardy scores a penalty. 1-0 Leicester. And then, in the 95th minute, with Arsenal throwing everyone forward, including the kit man, Leicester do what they do. They win the ball, break, and Danny Welbeck scores a last-gasp equalizer. Arsenal have snatched a draw. They're still alive. This is the moment. This is the spark. And then they lost their next game, and the one after that. It was the ultimate psych moment. They gave their fans just enough hope to make the inevitable collapse hurt even more. Oh, what's the moral of the story? That fairy tales exist? Sure. That anything is possible? Absolutely. But also that you need the perfect set of circumstances for a miracle. You need a team with belief, talent, and unity. And you also need a giant, sleeping and profoundly polite giant like Arsenal to stand there, hold the door open and say, "After you." Leicester were brilliant. They were historic. But let's never forget the role Arsenal played, the perfect, generous, and utterly bewildered accomplice in the greatest sporting heist of all time.